Hello, friends. Good afternoon, all of you. And let's begin for today's communication class. Okay. So, if you remember, in previous session, we people have started with the tense, and in that we discussed what kind of tense is there, or concept of tense we people have discussed, and we began with present tense. Okay, and in present tense, we people also finished simple present tense also. So, first of all, we just discussed about the use of simple present tense. So then we have some examples that we people have to understand. So tense is a very important part as far as you people are going to just use language in oral form or in written form. You'll come to know that while making sentences, there are so many students who have confusion that which tense they have to use. And if they are clear with tense, then again, whether they are simple present, then simple past, simple future, or whether they are going to have, if it is simple present, what kind of structure they have to use, because in previous session people have talked about some structures that we already know about subject v1 and object like this, but we people have to consider that negative sentences, affirmative sentences, interrogative sentences, passive sentences. In passive also affirmative, negative, interrogative, that we people have discussed. So I would like to recommend you people, just don't just limit yourself for reading only one example or a few examples, but rather than, you people have to practice it a lot and different structures also, because it does not require that much time. It is quite simple also. Simply you people have to refer it, let's say throughout the day, once in the morning, once in the evening, if you are just referring to the that particular structures, or if you make a chart and if you use them early in the morning and at the end of the day in the evening also, so people will get familiar with those structures and you people will be able to make such kind of sentences in your communication, and you will not have that kind of hesitation. So suppose that I would like to speak something or I want to use sentences, so how to make sentences, that will not be difficulty for all of you. Okay, so right now we are facing difficulty because we are not practicing it and we are not sure which tense and how to use it. But if you start using them, you'll find that that becomes easier for you, and it will be subconsciously picked up by you, and you not require to remember them with a special force. Okay? So practice tense every day. As I told you, make chart of all these kind of structures and refer them, and within 1 month also you people will get command over all these tenses. And additionally, when you people are reading something, so that time you people have to look for the verb forms. If you're reading news, okay, so what kind of verbs you are getting there and verbs are in which form, so accordingly you try to identify which tense is used, whether it is in active voice or it is in passive voice, and try to use such structures in your communication also. What you read, try to think over it, try to reproduce that same in your own language, in your own words, so that will help you to get command over English. Okay, so simply reading and simply listening is not going to help you at all, but simultaneously people need to practice it orally also. So focus on that and ensure that at the end of this semester itself, you people are going to have good command on English, and you will not have difficulties to understand English, or to as far as understanding there shouldn't be a problem, but as far as oral communication is concerned, you are having uh, clarity how to express your thoughts and ideas, so that you people can participate in group discussions, so that you people can participate into interviews, and things will be normal for you. So those students who are in final year whose communication is not good, they are under pressure, they are under fear, they are nervous because they are not able to face interviews, GDs, or they're not able to communicate also. Why? Because they're not practicing it. They neglected tense, they neglected grammar, they did not practice it daily, and so therefore there is problem for them. So we are in first year, we are about to complete our first semester itself, and so why shouldn't we focus, why shouldn't we spend some of our time in improving our grammar and improving our oral communication, so that in the future, when you people will face at the completion of your third year, you people will face interviews, GDs, and number of activities, placement activities. So there you people are not going to have difficulty, rather than smoothly and fluently you people are able to communicate with the people who will be there for interview and GD. Okay, so take note of it, don't neglect it. Don't just think because you people are quite mature. I know that there are few students who are very active here, but there are so many students who are passively connecting and they are not able to work on it. So try to just think, take separate time, reduce your other time or activities on social media and all those things, and utilize that time for improving yourself. So with this note, let's begin to the next part of that. Okay. uh, so before that, today you got the timetable for your first ISC. So for ISC, you people are going to get the syllabus. Whatever we complete, that is again same. It can be again articles for ISC also. Noun pronoun is there already. Verb is already there, and tenses we people are going to cover up to next week. Okay. And additionally, if you could complete adjectives or preposition conjunction, that we people would like to add that also. So syllabus for ISC will be like this. What up to what we people have finished, everything will be there, and that is not PC. Okay, there. I think that from that department it came PC, but that is not PC. Okay, instead of PC it is CS. PC is the next semester subject. PC stands for professional communication. Okay, but that is not professional communication. Instead of PC, you people have to read it communication skills. That is CS. Okay, and ISC is of 30 marks. Okay, no, it will be 25 marks ISC. UT was for 20 marks, ISC will be for 25 marks. So there will be 5 questions. Each question will be carrying 5 marks. So 5 into 5, 25 marks will be there. All right. Any questions about ISC? Then let's go. Okay, Aditi.
Objective असणार ना सर?
Yes, it is going to be objective. It is going to be MCQ.
Question, sir.
5 questions for 5 marks.
Okay, sir.
So let's continue next part of it, of tenses. If you have any questions about simple present tense, you can ask. Otherwise, we will go here with present continuous. So someone just let me know if voice is clear, if the screen is visible, whiteboard.
Yes, sir. Please. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Then let's go to the next tense here that we are going to talk here, and that is present continuous. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, we'll talk about what kind of use we people have to that present continuous tense. Okay, so just do it. Okay, fine. So you know that it's continuous itself suggests, its name suggests, continuous means it is going on. Okay, it is in progress. It is maybe in working. So for such actions, to describe actions which are going on or they are in progress, or they are continuous, its name suggests itself. Okay, to talk for such actions, we people use present continuous. Okay, apart from that, you know that sometimes we people use it to talk about uh, planned actions in the future. In the plan, for the planned actions in the future tense also, we will use present continuous. How? We will see it with examples. All right. So that is for the use that we people have to understand whatever going on right now. You people just try to observe around you and think which are activities which are in progress, which are going on, which are continuous, so we can describe them in present continuous. Let's go for structure. So you can help me here. So first of all, subject is there. After subject, what we are going to use here?
Amazon. V-I-N-G.
Okay, if it is am is are, and then there is main verb. Okay, and that main verb is in which form? That is present participle, or you can call it ving also. And then there is remaining part of sentence. It can be object. Okay, it is not all the time object. Sometimes sentence can be am is or ving, subject am is or ving can be. There is no object, or there is object, there can be other part of sentence. Okay, so you should not always take it object only. It is not always object. It can be, it cannot be. So like this. So now tell me that structure that we people have discussed here. This structure is of which voice? Active voice or passive voice?
Active.
That is in active voice. We people need to understand this is also. Okay, so if this is the structure, now you people can go for examples and you can tell me some examples according to this structure. So let's discuss them. I will be waiting for your responses.
I am watching TV.
Yes, I am watching TV. Okay, there are some people who are having difficulty to pronounce watch, watching and watching, so it should be watching. So we can just, yes, from Shweta it is, he's writing a letter.
We are in holiday.
We are enjoying holiday. Yes, he's playing cricket. Yes, Shubha.
She is thinking.
She's thinking. I'm attending the lecture. Yes, Pratiksha. Okay, so if these are examples, so let's think about the choice of M is R. When to use M? When to use M?
Only after I.
Yes, whenever your subject is pronoun I, in that case only you are going to use am. I am, that is going to happen. When to use is?
After he, she, it.
Yes, it means that if your subject is singular, you are going to use is, and that is third person singular, he, she, it. When to use are?
Subject is plural. They.
Yes, yes, all you people are right. When subject is plural, that time. So it means that with subject we are, you are, they are. With this, you're going to use are, and there is VING already people have mentioned here. So yes, we are discussing a problem that is also example. So why not we people should make it different examples that in previous lecture with simple present we have done with it. So we will take something like this. He is writing a letter. Instead of this, we will take an example. He is writing a letter. Okay. So let's make it negative. You'll tell me how to make it negative. This is affirmative, is it?
Isn't he writing?
He
We are making it
not
negative, okay?
writing a letter.
He is not writing a letter. That's right. So what we just said, we added not. How to add not? With the helping verb. What is helping verb? Is. You can mention isn't or is not. Both means same. Now we will make it interrogative. That means question, verbal question. Yes, no question. How to make it?
Is he writing?
So question begins with helping verb. Okay, so here helping verb is. Then subject is what? He. Then main verb writing. Okay, so here we are mentioning writing, and then object as it is. So it became your question, is he writing a letter? So here you're getting answer, maybe yes, maybe no. So is he writing a letter? Yes, he's writing a letter. No, he is not writing a letter, something like this. Okay, and question can be negative, so we will make it negative. How to make it negative?
Isn't he writing a letter?
Yes, isn't he writing a letter? Okay, so that became your negative question. Isn't he writing a letter? So here, you people are probably getting answer yes or maybe depending upon that situation. So these four ways we people have already discussed. Additionally, you can also think of question tag here. So if the sentence is like this, he is writing a letter. Okay, so what is the question tag of this sentence? What can be?
Isn't he?
Isn't he?
Yes, isn't he? And if sentence is negative, he is not writing a letter. What question tag you can make?
Is
Is
he?
he positive?
Yes, positive. If sentence is negative, question tag is positive, it is easy like that. Okay, so why I'm just additionally discussing it. Okay, we are not teaching learning here, the question tag, and you know that here I'm going to give passive structure also. Now these are all sentences of active voice that we people have discussed. Now here you people need to think of how sentences, if sentences are in passive voice, in that case how the verb form will be there. Okay, so I'm just mentioning only verb form. So in passive voice also you people have to think of am, is, are. Okay, after am, is, are, what can be there?
Verb 3.
By
So it is going to be being. Okay, and then after that main verb is there, and after main verb, which form of main verb? V3, past participle. Okay, so that way you people have to think of these kind of structures also. So you should not get confused that M's are there, being is there, V3 is there. So which tense? So immediately you people have to click it, understand it, struck it that M's are being V3. It means that is present continuous, but is in which voice? That is into passive voice. That you people have to understand immediately. Okay, so now you just tell me he's writing a letter. What passive sentence you are going to tell me? Affirmative.
A letter is being written by him.
A letter, singular letter, so is, then being,
Being
then past participle of right,
written
written, and then by him
by
as it is. Okay, so now let's make this sentence negative. How? What we are going to add? Not. A letter is not being written
him.
by him. Yes, all right. So think of next way how to make it interrogative. When we want to make it interrogative, helping verb we people have to use in the beginning. Which is helping verb here?
is
It's
Is a letter
letter
being written by him. Okay, that became your verbal question. Is a letter being written by him? Okay, while sometimes typing you may just find some letters not spelled rightly, you try to bring it to my notice. Okay, and next question can be negative also. So here what we are going to say, isn't or is not, both can be right. Isn't means is not. Isn't a letter being written
By him.
by him? So that became your negative question in passive. So you just be clear with these kind of things. So here we people have done different ways, 8 sentences in which we people can use present continuous tense. Okay, additionally also you people try to understand if sentences are like this, if any structure is like this, am, is, are, and after that there is v3. In that case what you will understand from this? Which tense?
Present continuous.
Present continuous. Which present continuous? Active voice, passive voice?
passive voice.
Passive voice.
But
Active.
active or passive?
Passive.
Passive. Passive. Present continuous passive.
Yes.
But here you will just think, here only we have written Emmys are being V3 is passive, na?
Yes.
Here Emmys are V3, then
present perfect
Must.
continuous.
which one? So you forgot everything. You did not have any revision. So whatever we have done in last session, you have flat forgotten. You got it confused here. You don't know because here is also emizar. Okay, remember here is also emizar. Here is also emizar, and here is also emizar. Three times in three types of sentences we are using emizar. But try to understand
Simple
here.
present. Simple
Sim-
present.
Simple present. Yes, simple present. Which voice?
Passive voice in simple present.
Yes, that you people have to just remind yourself what we have done in last session. We studied simple present tense. But why I'm referring here? Because you should not get confused with emizar. Students who only remember emizar and they decide that is present continuous. But it is not only. Here people have to think like this. So if it is emizar, here is emizar, here is emizar, here is also. In three types of sentences there is emizar. But you try to remember what comes after emizar, okay? So here tell me, after emizar what comes?
VI.
VING.
Here VING. Now here tell me after emizar what comes?
Being.
Being
Being
V3.
V3.
What comes? Being V3. And after emizar what comes here?
Only V3.
Only V3. So if you could remember these things, you are not going to have confusion. Immediately you will understand emizar VING, present continuous tense, that is in active voice. Emizar being V3, that is present continuous, but here it is passive voice. Emizar V3, that is simple present, but it is in passive voice. Okay, so this way you people have to understand. Otherwise, simply M's are going to confuse you a lot. So mention somewhere. I hope that all of you are with pen and paper, notebook. Nobody's just watching TV, or nobody's playing cricket and attending this lecture, or nobody's just having with their friends and maybe chatting, and maybe simultaneously someone is surfing on social media and attending lecture. But rather than, you should be with a pen and paper, actively involving yourself in this process, and you are understanding it. In that case, you just mention it that how you are going to be clear with all those three structures of amizar. Okay, so any questions about here? Amizar, any present continuous, simple present?
No, sir.
No,
All
sir.
of you ensure that you are getting it. From my side, I'm trying to maybe I will try my best to make it simple for you, and you all of you understand it. But from your side also, you ensure that you are getting it, and if you are not getting it, you can ask me questions. Rather than, you can ask questions in Marathi also, and if you are not getting it clear, you can ask me to explain in Marathi also. If requires, I will explain it in Marathi also. So depending upon your understanding, you just let me know how should I teach. Okay. So when we people are just reading this sentence, he is writing a letter. What we have to understand from this? This is present continuous, and its meaning is that at this moment, this writing is going on. Action is in progress. It is continuous. That we people have to understand. Okay. So this is one use that we people have discussed. But here another use also we people have mentioned, and that is for planned actions in the future tense. So what do you mean by planned action? Something that we have decided which we are going to perform it in future. Okay, that is not happening right now. For such actions also, usually they are with going to, they are with going to. For example, if I give one example like this, I'm going to learn French. Okay, so in this case, you'll understand. You have to understand that learning is main verb. Okay, it is not going to. Going to is just something that suggests you what you are going to do. Okay, but main verb is here learning. Okay, and I'm going to learn French. It is not active, or right now it is not happening. Okay, it is not happening right now. Maybe tomorrow, upcoming month, or maybe upcoming semester, it can be in the future, but it is planned. Okay, so I'm going to learn French. So here am going to, is going to, or are going to, and after that you are using main verb like this. Another example I will give you: she's going to attend the lecture. Okay, Okay, so in this case also you are going to understand that this is in the future. Okay, she is not attending lecture right now, but she is going to attend. It may be in the evening, it may be tomorrow also. We can mention here words like in the evening, tomorrow, after 1 hour, something like this. But you'll come to know is going is just suggesting only any action, but main verb is here attained. Okay, so one more lecture you can see like this. We are going to celebrate the birthday party. Something like this you need to understand. Okay, so here also celebration is main here, but we are going to is just a present continuous form. Okay, is going, are going. So this is only form you'll come to ms or ving that you people are able to see here, and going is always there, but what comes after to, that is important, that you people need to understand here. Okay, so you can tell me some examples in this category which suggest future action. Any examples you can tell me?
She is going to make something new.
Yes, like this. That's right, Sally. She's going to make something new. That here you can just talking about. Structurally, it is present continuous, but it is conveying meaning of future. Yes, Aditi.
He is going to that place every year.
He's going to that place here, that actual, it can be, but here you have to use something after two, okay? He's going to that place. So one more verb is required. Just like Shweta said, I'm going to learn English. He's going to prepare exam. Okay, yes, Shubham. Okay, yes, Vishal, that's also. God knows when he's going to call me. Yes, that's right. That's right. So here you people just try to understand it conveys actions in the future. Okay, though structurally it is present continuous. Why it is structurally? Because am going, is going, are going. They're structurally present continuous, but meaning of these sentences is in the future. Okay, all right, so here we have done with present continuous. So here we have taken only one example in this format. Okay, he is writing a letter. What you people are expected to do, you practice it when you are alone, when you have free time. You take another verb here, you take another sentence here, she is singing a song, and then go in a different way. She is not singing a song. Is she singing a song? Isn't she singing a song? A song is being sung by her. Like this you practice. Then you take another example. Sometimes instead of pronoun you can use names also. Ramesh, Mahesh, Ganesh, Sitesh, or Rani, Soni, Moni, something like that. Names also you try to use. Sometimes use singular subject, sometimes use plural subject, sometimes think about, because we want here variety, and you practice as many examples as you can. Okay, because that will make you familiar and you people will be in position to use without thinking and hesitation. Right now if you want to speak, you have to think a lot. Right now you have to fetch words. Right now you have to collect sentence patterns. You have to remember them. You have to think about the voice. You have to think about the structure, and then you are making it. In that much process, the next person in communication, he might have reached ahead of you. Okay, and you are struggling to make words. Here your whole, or your concentration is on words and structure and sentences. What to speak content, you are not able to focus on it. If you're clear with content, if you're clear with structures, if you're clear with words, sentences, in that case you can focus on content, what I have to speak. Okay, so that is very important. All of you ensure that you are immediately, clearly, easily you are able to understand what does it convey. Okay, and you are able to make lots of sentences here. Don't limit yourself with one example. Lots of, many of the examples you keep thinking, writing also, and still you are not clear. You have to ask me, sir, I want to use this structure like this, but I'm not able to identify right or something like this. I'll be always there to help you. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions about present continuous. Any questions here?
Sir, main
No, sir.
verb.
Main verb.
कंपल्सरी जरी फ्युचर प्लॅन असेल तरी वाचायला पाहिजे का?
Yes, it is not like this. What you said, he is going to that place every day, even that is also in present continuous. But as we people are thinking of this structure, this is a particular different sentences. What you told, that is in present continuous, no doubt. Okay, but what we people are discussing here, that is different. So what you give example is different, that is in present continuous, but what we are discussing here, this is totally different. So she is going to, after going to, we are using one verb like attend, like learn, like celebrate. So like this we are expecting, but your example is right. Okay,
Yes, sir.
any other questions if you have? Otherwise you just not take note of this. We are going to move towards the next tense here. Should I clear the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's talk about present perfect here. Next is present perfect. So from the word perfect, you can understand perfect here means what? That here action is completed. Perfect means what? Action here is completed. In previously, in simple present tense, we just talk actions happen. We don't talk about whether they are completed or incomplete. In present continuous, actions are going on, they are incomplete. Okay. In present perfect, actions are completed. Okay. So here we would like to make use, or we will use present perfect when we want to describe actions completed but their impact or influence is still on the present time. Okay, so what does it mean? If actions are completed, it means that they should be in the past. Okay, if actions are completed, it means they should be in the past, but it is, they are not in the past. Why they are not in the past? Because though they completed, but their impact is there on present time, their influence is there. Or just again we are thinking of these things, or there is such things that we are referring these actions, so therefore they are in present perfect. Okay, so you can just try to understand like this. So that is the use to describe actions which are completed, though they are completed but their impact is there on present time. To describe such actions, the people can use present perfect tense here. All right, so if this is used, then let's talk about its structure. So you can tell me what will come here after subject, what we people can use?
Have or has.
Have or has. After have and has, then there will be main verb. So main verb is going to be in which
Past
form?
participle. V3.
V3.
V3, past participle. Okay, V3 means past participle, past participle means V3. That for our understanding, we can understand like this. And then there is the remaining part of the sentence. It can be object. Okay, it can be object and full stop like this. Again, try to understand this is in which voice, what structure we are discussing here. This is in active voice. Okay, and now people can just tell me some of the examples of present perfect here.
I have drunk.
Nutan, I think that you have some network issue. I just understood I have drunk only, so after that I assume it is a glass of water, or a glass of milk, something like this. Okay, I have done the assignment. Yes, you can say like this, Pratiksha. Vishal, I have an idea. Will it come here? So I will put it here so we can get it from others. I have an idea. So what do you think? Which tense here you will consider?
Simple present.
Simple present.
Simple present tense. Vishal, it's in simple present tense. It is not going to be in present perfect, okay? Because here we expect V3. Yes, Dinesh, that's right. I have sung a song. Here also we people can say, I have seen that movie. Oh yes, Asmita, I have seen that movie. Okay, yes. She has played cricket. I
I,
have given you a book. Okay, yes. Snehal,
I have written a letter.
I have written a letter. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yes, you people can make it. Okay, you people can make these examples. So, Siley again try to understand if it is I have a car. So, who will tell me I have a car?
Simple present.
Present.
Simple present.
Simple present tense. Okay, so Siley, that is not going to come here in present perfect. Though there is have, but here try to understand after have or has what should be there? V3 should be here. So in these two examples, I have there is no V3. Here also I have there is no V3. Okay, so therefore we cannot use. They are into simple present tense. Yes, Vishal, that's right. I have written a letter that is going to be into.
I have attended lectures.
Yes, that's right. I have attended lectures.
She has not learned well.
She has not learnt well. Yes, that is going to be into present perfect. Alright, so here we'll take one example like this. I have sung a song. Okay, I have watched a movie, and rather that's right. Okay, so before going for discussion, tell me choice between have and has. When to use have and when to use has.
I
Singular.
am. And
I
plural use have. And singular you has.
Yes. So you have to understand if your subject is singular, singular means third person singular, he, she, it. After he, she, it is going to be has. Okay. And for plural subject like we, like you, like they, here it is going to be have. But remember pronoun I, that is singular. Even then also after I we people use have. Okay, no one is going to use I has is wrong, I have is correct. Okay, so now if it is I have sung a song, this example will take, and let's make it negative. So how to make it negative?
I
I
have
have
I have
not
not sung a
sung
song.
song.
I have not. Okay, or you can use haven't also. Then tell me how to make it verbal question, yes, no question.
Have I sung a song?
Have
Have
I
I
sung a song?
Have I sung a song, and how to make it negative?
haven't I sung a song?
Haven't. Haven't I sung a song? So these became your four sentences in active voice. Now we have to think of passive structure also. Okay. So in passive voice, what is going to become here now? There is going to be have and has after object. After have and has, what should be there?
Been.
Been is going to become.
V3. V3.
Then there is main verb which is in V3, which is already in here in active is already in V3. Same V3 form you are going to use here also. So I have sung a song. How you are going to make it passive?
A song have been.
A song.
Have been.
Song is singular or plural? Tell me.
Singular.
Singular. So between have and has, what you will choose?
Has.
Okay,
A song,
uh, a
a
song
song has
has
become, has
been
been sung by
sung.
Some
Who is this Shubham? What is going on with you? You should choose a calm place, quiet place. I think that some TV or something is going on, okay? And I'm able to listen it. So either switch that off or you can switch from here and you can watch that TV or you can just attend the lecture. You can have your choice.
no sir, TVs no.
So a song has been sung by me. So that became your passive, okay? That became your passive. And we can make it negative like a song has not been sung by me, okay? That became your negative. In passive also we can ask a question with beginning with has, okay? Has a song, yes, been sung by me? So that became your question, and we can make it negative also. Hasn't a song been sung by me? So that became your question. So these 8 ways, at least 8 ways you have to be clear, okay? You have to be clear, okay? And again try to understand this is for not all examples, because we are choosing such an example which can be converted into passive voice, okay? We are choosing such examples which are having passive voice, but it is possible that there are some examples which cannot have passive or which cannot have object also, okay? For example, sentence can be only we have one. If that much is only, in that case you cannot change into passive, okay? We have one, so that is only, because it does not have object after it. So we cannot have these last four structures for this sentence. You can have only first four, okay? So this way people try to understand. And now people think different verbs, different sentences, they are required. You have to practice them. You can use rough notebook here, try to write it down, and when you're tired of writing you just try to speak orally also. Sometimes you just uh, not needed to write down, you just try to think, I have sung a song, I have not sung, have I sung, because that will make you maybe comfortable with English structure sentences. And again, when you are listening, try to listen sentences where such structures you are able to identify. If you are reading, while reading also you pay attention, you are identifying verb, so what kind of verb form is there, whether it is into simple present, simple past, simple future, whether it is in active, whether it is in passive, accordingly identify, okay? So here we have done with present perfect. Any questions about present perfect? All right, if no questions, we will go to the next tense, because here we want to complete present tense today at least. So next one more tense we people have to discuss. All right, so I'll make this screen clear. I hope that you are making notes or something, that you are just writing, because though if you're watching it, if you're listening it and you're thinking yes I understand it everything, maybe tomorrow, after 1 week, after 1 month, you might have forgotten everything. But if you have notes with you, you have to just look at your notes, immediately you understand everything. Second time you did not to spend that much time, okay? So therefore notes are always better, for always better. You have to draw your own notes, you have to take your own notes, okay? So let's go to the last one from present tense, okay? And here we are going to a present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. So now I have told you, for continuous you understood that it was going on, for perfect you understood that actions are completed. So what you people have to understand from perfect continuous, okay? So perfect continuous is combination of two things. So what these two things are? So here what happens, actions started in the past, actions started in the past and it is going on in the present. Okay, for such things means what happens here, we'll take it singular. Okay, so action started in the past and it is going on in the present. So something, it can be any action which began in the past, which started in the past. Okay, and at this moment right now it is in progress, it is going on, it is continuous. Okay, so to describe such actions we people will use present perfect continuous tense. Okay, we will use for these reasons. How, let's try to see. Okay, we'll go for structure and we'll see examples so that you can understand. So here structure, first of all there is subject, so who will help me? After subject what will come? Okay, have or has is going to be there. After have and has you people are going to use been. Yes, after been what will be meant verb?
Present practice.
Yes, here main verb is going to be in which form? That can be into ing form. It can be also called present participle. Okay, for ving we also call it present participle, right? And now we will see one example here, like it has been raining since yesterday. If this example you try to understand, first of all use, what does it mean? Action started in the past, so you'll come to know when action started. When did raining start? It started yesterday. Okay, and when I'm saying it today, even today rain is going on. Okay, raining is there. So for such reasons people use present perfect continuous. Okay, maybe I can give you another example like this. I have been waiting since morning. So in this case also you try to understand action started. When it started? It started in the past, maybe in the morning. Okay, and right now it is afternoon. So from the morning to afternoon, action waiting started. When started waiting? It started in the morning. Right now it is afternoon, so morning to afternoon, and right now also I am waiting. So actions are incomplete. Okay, here actions are incomplete, they are going on, they are in progress. To describe such actions we people are using present perfect continuous tense. So yes, I have been learning communication skills since 5th standard. Yes, that's the right, Pratiksha. So people can use examples like this. You can tell me. Yes, Sushant, that's right, I have been reading a novel.
I have been doing work.
Yes, I have been doing work, that is also right. Okay, so here for this example we will make it negative. Viraj has been writing a poem. Yes, that's right, Nutan. So make it negative. I have not, okay, been waiting since morning. Then you can make it verbal. Have I been waiting since morning? That became a verbal question. Negative also. Haven't I been waiting since morning? Okay, that became your question. So the structure that we people have discussed here, which is of active voice. Okay, so you tell me, can we convert now these kind of sentences into passive? Can we convert present perfect continuous tense, can we change it into passive?
No, sir.
Nice, sir.
Okay, so for these kind of things there is no passive. Okay, for this kind of sentences, there is no passive. Here, you people have only active voice structures. Only these 4 kinds of sentences you people can consider here. Okay. So here
तर
also,
ते का चेंज होऊ शकत नाही?
because this is actually in progress and it started in the past, and I don't have any answer for this question also, because you people have been using it. So I have to think about why it is not changed into passive voice. I have never thought over it, why it is not changed into passive voice. It is not changed because we have not got any kind of examples. Okay, so I don't have proper answer for this question, why it is not changed. So I will try to take answer for this question.
ओके.
So as I just told you with Amizar, here you people also think that you may get confused between have and has also. Okay, so here if there is have and has, and after have as if there is v3, this is also possible, and you'll come to know there is have, has, then there is been, and then there is v3. Okay, so you just check it, try to think it. So have as is here also, have as here is also, have as here also. So there are 3 structures with have and has. So first of all, you have to think about have as. What comes after have has here? So after have has here, it is been and ving. Okay. Yes. Here is also have has been, but after have has been, what is here?
C3.
Here it is v3. Okay, and here no been, only have and has. After have and has, it is v3. Okay, so you should be clear, you should be able to identify if it is have has been ving, that is present perfect continuous, that is active voice. If it is have has v3, this is present perfect, this is active voice. If it is have has been v3, in that case it is also present perfect, but it is passive voice. This way people have to understand. Okay, so here you just get it clear with, don't only go for only with have or only with has, but you should try to understand what is going to come after have and has, and accordingly you choose that kind of verb form, that kind of tense, and that kind of voice. Okay, so that's all for today. Time is also up, so we have to take attendance also. In next session we'll try to cover past tense. All right, so as far as attendance is concerned, roll number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 is absent, roll number 8 is not there, 9 10 is absent, 11 12 13 14 15 absent, 16 absent, 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 absent, 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 absent, then 40 41 42 absent, 43 44 45 46 47 absent, 48 49 50 absent. Many students are absent today. 51 52 53 54 absent, 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 is there. So 45. All right, so absent numbers for today are roll number 8 10 15 16 23 39 42 47 50 and 54. If anybody is here, you just let me know. All right, so with this, should we stop here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So practice it again. Remember, as I told you, if you want to become more fluent in communication, we have to be clear with these kind of sentences, and practice is required. Okay, so practice is required, oral as well as written. So people practice it orally, practice it in writing also, and try to use them in communication as well. Okay, so with this note I will end this meeting for all. So thank you for joining today, and do join for the next session also. Don't remain absent.